Hey, it's Bits from the Past Gaming, bringing you another video. This is a latest pickup video. I haven't made a pickup video in a long time, or a collection video, so other than the PSP one I did the other day. So today I wanted to do a video on games that I've picked up within the past couple months. All of these games, well, 98% of these games, I paid below retail value, or I did trades for them. So, I'm not breaking my bank. I'm not rich. I just have a knack for collecting, and I have amassed some great games in doing so. I've sold games to get other games that I like, getting rid of games that I don't like. So let's just get started. First, we have Record of Agris War for 360. Don't know too much about it. It's a tactical RPG, turn-based, I believe. It was dirt cheap, so I had to pick it up. I also picked up the companion to it, the Agris War Zero. Probably a continuation or a side story, but I figure they were both dirt cheap. I collect 360, so why not get 360 games? Next we have, staying with Xbox, Blood Bowl 2. Blood Bowl 2, I traded in games for this, so I did not pay that price, but yeah, Blood Bowl 2, it's very fun, but it's also very challenging. You have to know what you're doing. Also, I find luck comes into play a little bit, which can be frustrating, but once you get a hang of how this game plays, really fun game to play, and it's not that expensive now. Even if you didn't trade in games, $17.99. I think it's well worth it if you like tactical games. Definitely makes you think, but it's fun as well. So next we have Vikings Wolves of Midgard. This is a kind of a sequel to Vikings for 360, which I have as well. But this one changes the format, and it is like a Diablo style gameplay. So it's third person, kind of top down, eagle eye view, just a hack and slash dungeon crawler. I haven't played a whole bunch of it, but the hour or so that I played, really enjoyed it. Definitely, if you like Diablo and Diablo 2 and even Diablo 3, you'll definitely like this game. It's challenging, but it's fun. And I died at this one boss. I just couldn't beat him for some reason. So I'm going to have to go back and try to beat it. But definitely a fun game. Next we have, and I'll cover the price up there, but this is Def Jam Fight for New York. This is a very rare PS2 game, from what I know. It's going for around $50 right now, maybe more at this point. Last time I checked, it was $50. It's hard to find this version. You can find the Def Jam Vendetta pretty frequently, but Def Jam Fight for New York, for some reason, has become a rare game, and a lot of people want to get their hands on this. I was lucky enough to pick this up at Second and Charles for a measly $14.25. Once I saw it, I had to pick it up. I was like, I cannot pass this up, because I've seen it at video game stores for about $50. So I was like, there's a no-brainer. Plus, it's a very fun game. If you like wrestling type games, beat 'em ups, this is really fun. Takes your like best rappers from 90s, early 2000s, and puts them into a fighting game. So it's just really fun, really wild combat. Next, I picked up, I don't really know how to pronounce this, Mana Khemia. Looks like an RPG. I love RPGs, so I figure why not pick this up. Found it at Second and Charles. This was not that cheap. I don't know what it's going for now, but regardless, I wanted to have it. Figured I'd pick it up. Just another RPG game to add to my collection because I love RPGs. Next, we have ToeJam and Earl 3 for original Xbox. And ToeJam and Earl 3, not the greatest game, but I love ToeJam and Earl. Anyone who knows me knows I love Sega, and ToeJam and Earl is essential for Sega. I have ToeJam and Earl 1 and 2 complete, and I had to get my hands on this as well. Supposedly they're coming out with another ToeJam and Earl, so I'm very excited about that. I will definitely pick it up day one and give it a try. But just another thing you can throw yourself into the ToeJam and Earl universe and see, more of that style of gameplay. So next we have Wild Arms 3, another great RPG. Love RPGs, as I've said before, and Wild Arms 3, I really enjoyed this when I played it when it first came out. I remember playing this a lot, so I had to pick it up again, and I can't wait to dive back into it again. I have Wild Arms 2 as well, but I think this one was my favorite. I can't really remember, but I'm pretty sure this was my favorite one. So I can't wait to play it. Another RPG, add to the collection. Next we get to my pride and joy, and my favorite video game console of all time, Sega Genesis. We have the Sega Genesis Earthworm Jim. Really wacky, weird game, but it was really fun to play, and I love the style of it. It's so 90s, I love it, and I had to pick this up. This is complete in box. I didn't take the sticker off, I didn't want to mess up the box, so you'll see I paid $30 for it, but to me, well worth it. It's complete manual, everything, so whatever. Next we have Double Dragon and Battletoads. This game is really fun, but it's also very challenging. It's one of those beat 'em up games where you can hurt your fellow player in two-player mode. I know Streets of Rage is like that as well, which is kind of frustrating, especially with the challenge of this game, but it makes for really fun gameplay and a lot of laughs to be had when, even when you're killing your own teammate. I remember we got some laughs out of this because it was just really goofy fun. And also, this game was very innovative in my opinion. It had a lot of things in there that just kind of blew my mind for the 16-bit era, like just the way different ways you can kill enemies. You can like boot them off the screen. You can hit them into the ground with a pole. Just wacky things you can do in this game. Throw dynamite sticks through an open door to kill a guy that's behind the door. Just, it really went all out as far as like gameplay is concerned. So I really had to pick this one up. And I paid a good price for it too. It wasn't that expensive, even though I know it's starting to climb in price. Next we have Vector Man. This is the Greatest Hits series. I'm not a big fan of Greatest Hits, but it was a really good price, so I picked it up. The box is in pretty good shape, considering cardboard box. But Vector Man, another game for Genesis that's just a classic. I remember it being difficult, so it's probably still hard today. I haven't played it since I was a kid, but probably still challenging today, but something that you have to have if you're a Genesis collector because it's just iconic for the Genesis. So definitely something that you'll want to have if you collect Genesis. So next we have Echo the Dolphin. I remember this game being hard as hell, so it's probably still damn hard. I heard it's hard, but I haven't played it since I was a teenager or tween, so I don't know, but another iconic Sega title that has to be in a collection if you collect Sega. So I picked that up as well, and I got that one for dirt cheap as well. So next we have the X-Men game for Genesis. This game is another very challenging, but just an awesome game. It really takes the X-Men universe and puts it into the palm of your hands. I remember playing this. They have multiple X-Men characters you can choose from. They all have special abilities and uniqueness to them, so replayability is really high. The challenge can be very frustrating. This game can be very frustrating, but it's fun to play. Even if you don't get past, or even if you only get past a couple levels, it's still fun to pick up and play for a short period of time. And another Genesis game that has to be in your collection. Next we have Beavis and Butthead. 90s cartoon is really ridiculous and absurd. It was like the South Park of that time, and I remember watching this show, and it was just stupid fun. A lot of people in high school said that I was Butthead because I had my hair kind of like him, and I think at the time I had braces, so they said I was Butthead, and this other kid that I was friends with, they called him Beavis. So we were Beavis and Butthead. It was kind of funny. But this game, it's pretty much exactly like you're playing a episode of Beavis and Butthead. You go to different places in their world, and it's just goofy. But I remember this game being very challenging. So I'm going to have to play through it again, see if it's different now that I'm older. But when I played this as a teen, I just couldn't figure it out. I would just walk around aimlessly, and it was just cool to see and be able to play as Beavis and Butthead, but I just had no idea, what was going on in the game. It was just kind of like, okay. So next we have what I believe is a hidden gem on the Genesis. Although the pricing, this is going for a good amount of money right now, but not too many people talk about it or put it in their list of good games. I actually enjoy this game. It is Acme All-Stars Tiny Toons. Basically, it's soccer, American soccer, so football if you're in London or overseas, football, or basketball. And both game modes are fun to play. You play as all your, Tiny Toon characters, and they each have their own feel to them, and their own look, of course. And it's just fun to play. Just a nice, quick game that you want to get in, or if you want to play against a friend, just have some goofy sports fun. Very well done. This game is. I like it a lot. I recommend picking this up if you enjoy Genesis and you enjoy sports games. And it's not a serious sports game, just a fun one to play. Easy to pick up. Next, we have a cult classic from the Genesis time. It's called Skitchin'. I remember playing this an awful lot as a kid. Basically, you're a rollerblader, so right there, you're already totally 90s. So you're a rollerblader, and it's pretty much like Road Rash on rollerblades. You get weapons that you can hit people that try to come up and steal your spot in the race. And the cool thing about this, you can grab onto the back of vehicles and they'll make you go faster because you're only on rollerblades. But if you grab onto the back of vehicles, they make you go a lot faster. And then you can hit rival opponents off of the back of the car by using the weapons that you pick up. Just a very fun game. It allows you to upgrade your skates and things of that nature. So just a fun game. It's not too expensive right now, so if you can get your hands on it, highly recommend it, and highly recommend giving it a try, playing it. Definitely a fun game. If you like Road Rash, you'll definitely love that. Last but not least is College Slam. College Slam is NBA Jam with college players, pretty much. I remember playing this a lot as a kid as well, because we had NBA Jam and we saw this was out, so we picked up College Slam as well, just to get more action, different feel, because it's, college instead of NBA, so you get different players, different style. So it's really a clone of NBA Jam, but definitely worth it. Game is dirt cheap as well. As far as complete Sega games are concerned, you can pick it up for a few dollars. So definitely a game you want to check out. So that is my pickups over the past couple months. There'll be more pickup videos to come. Obviously, yard sale season has started, so me and my brother have been hitting yard sales trying to find games, and he picked up some Philips CDI Bible games. We're gonna sell. He picked them off this guy who's cleaning out a hoarder's house, and he sold them for really cheap. Turns out we had no idea what they were worth, but because they were Philips CDI and video games, we're like, might as well pick them up. Turns out the small lot that we got is worth like $100, so we're gonna definitely sell that off or use it as trade for something that we really want. Also, we have too many games in Philadelphia. It's coming at the end of this month. It's the 23rd, 24th, and 25th of June, 2017. So if you're into video games and you're in the tri-state area, or you can make it to the tri-state area, I highly recommend checking out Too Many Games. It's a video game convention, kind of like Comic-Con, but for video games. Also, tomorrow I'm hitting up Comic-Con in Philadelphia. So I'm going to be on the lookout for games while I'm there. I know video games are growing in popularity, so more and more video game stands have been popping up at Comic-Cons, so maybe I will get my hands on some goods. If not, I'm just going to enjoy nerding out for the day and get my Comic-Con on. So I also have some comic books that I'm going to get graded, send out on CGC, and hopefully flip those for some profit that I can use towards my games. So we'll leave you with that. Keep collecting. Just enjoy it. Also, make sure you have time to play your games. And that's all I really got to go over right now. So stay tuned for the next video. One love.